Hello, Naomi here with part 6 of BAMP 2018. We've done loads, we're more than halfway through. We've got another page for you today and let's get started. So for today's BAMP you will need a lot of stuff. Well, I say a lot. You will need, of course, your basic page. You will need 2 sheets of the cardstock that you're building your pages with. You will need 2 pieces of your 12 by 12 designer paper, DST, pattern paper, whatever you're calling it. Mine's double-sided, twice the choice. And you should have a 3" by 12" piece that we cut off the zigzag page, which is the second page that we did. If you haven't got that, then you should still have the 3 by 6" pieces, I think they are, left over from cutting basic pages. So hopefully you've got that. But don't forget, you can replace any of this with plain cardstock that you decorate yourself. Okay, so in addition to that, you will need some ribbon. Now this is optional, but I highly recommend it for this page. Okay, you will also need scissors to cut your ribbon, your adhesive, a bone folder, and whatever you're using to cut and score with. So I'm just going to clear the table and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start with your 12 by 12 DST. You'll need a sheet of that. And we're not going to be cutting our normal base page, so please don't rush ahead. We're going to be changing it slightly for this video. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to cut a piece to 5 inches. Okay, 5" piece. And please don't rush ahead and stick things down because of what we've got going for this page. Did I cut that wrong? Nope, I cut it right. Cool. And then we're going to cut that down to 6 inches. So you've got 2 pieces that measure 5 by 6. Haven't had my coffee yet today, so I'm hoping I'll get this right. Okay, so this piece we're going to cut to 6 inches wide. This is where it's slightly different to how we usually cut. So cutting this to 6 inches. Don't lose anything. Then we're going to cut to 4.5 inches, and all of the measurements will be at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so this one's 4.5. This one is 3.5. I'm going to do another one to 3.5. That piece there we don't need. And we're going to go 5 inches this way. Now I recommend you get the post-it notes out. I should have thought of that. Just so we can keep straight what's what. So this one is the 5 by 3.5. This one is the 3.5 by 6. Just so I don't mix up, because the last video I did I made too many mistakes. which wasn't good. This one should be your 4.5 by 6. And those two are your 5 by 6 pieces. I'm not going to label those, and it's quite obvious which is the 1-inch wide strip. Okay, so I'm going to put my trimmer to one side. And grab my base page. Okay, so we are going to put down the two 5 by 6 pieces as we normally would. Okay, so we've covered this bit's in and this bit's in. We're going to put your 6 by 4.5 piece here. I'm going to go that way up. So now we have this. Now we've got this 1-inch strip that we cut earlier. And we're going to cut that down to 6 inches. And on your front piece of your basic page, we are going to stick this here. Okay, so there's your binding strip, and that's where we're going to stick the 1-inch strip. So this is how your basic page should now look. I'll put that to one side. Now the next thing you are going to need is a piece of your black, or a piece of your cardstock that you're building your page with. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to cut it so that it is 6.5 inches tall. So this is something we've been doing a lot. Okay, so it's 6.5 inches. And we're going to score at 4 inches and 8 inches. So scoring, not cutting. You don't want to do what I did last time. It's 4 inches. And 8 inches. and we're going to fold this. This is where your bone folder comes in. So I'm turning mine round. You're going to fold that in, making sure that the bottom line lines up. Go along your crease. It should do that naturally anyway if you scored correctly. And burnish with your bone folder. And you do the same over the top here. And you burnish. And you will end up with a piece that looks like this. Now what we're going to do, we'll take our basic page, and this is important with which way up you have this. Okay, it opens this way. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to add glue along this edge, and this edge. Okay, so that's where it opens. I'm going to flip it over and add glue around those 3 edges only. Take your basic page, and I find it easier if I open it out like this. Okay, this edge, and this edge, they are going to go along this edge, and this edge, and you want to line that end up with the edge of there. So I'll show you how that looks. So lining up with your bottom edge. And if you've got that straight, it'll match along with the side at the top and bottom here. Okay. So now when your page is closed, you can see, yeah, so it's butted up to the edge of there, and the edges top and bottom. This opens up like this, and you have now made yourself a pocket here. Okay. So that's your pocket there. I'm going to put that to one side. Now earlier I said to you about the strip that we had cut off from the zigzag page that we did, I think, in the 3rd video. So this measures 3 by 12, and we're going to cut this in half. So you've got 2 pieces that measure 3 by 6. And they will go, so this is what you've got, they will go on either side of this piece. So we're going to put this to one side. We're coming back to that, don't worry. And you'll need your other piece of plain cardstock. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut along this line, which is 3.5 inches deep. Okay, so cut at 3.5 inches. Now, as always, all of the cut and guide sheets will be in the group for you to refer back to later if you're not following along with the video. I know some people like to watch the video, watch a little bit, pause it, do that bit, then run it a bit more, pause it again. Some people like to watch it all the way through and then go back and do it after. So this bit measures 3.5 inches wide, okay, and we want to cut it this way to 10.5. Okay, I'm just going to remove my cutting blade for a second because I've got a lot of scoring to do. Okay, we are going to score at 3.5 inches, and again at 7 inches, okay, so you've got 3.5 by 10.5. We've scored at 3, we've scored at 7. We're now going to score a diagonal line this way. Okay, now I'll show you again how I do it on my trimmer. I'll try and get in a bit closer. So you've got your guide rail here, and I line up the point with the bottom and the edge of my score line with the top. Make sure that's all nice and straight, and then score. You can use just a score tool on a mat if you prefer. Okay, now we're going to do the same again, and we want this to go this way. Okay, I'll show you on the paper. So you've got a score line here and a score line here, so they're both going in the same direction. So once again, I'm lining up the score line with my guide and the corner with my guide, making sure that's all lined up neatly. And then score. So now I've got this and this. Okay, we're going to put that to one side for a minute. I need to stick my cutting tool back on, so I can spin the camera back out again. So this time we're going to cut a piece that is 5.5 inches wide from this bit that we've got left over. And then we want it 4 inches this way. Now we're going to get your second piece of DSP. There's a lot of cutting today, isn't there? Okay, once again there will be a cutting guide for this put up. Let me go that way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece that's 3.5 inches wide. And then we're going to cut that in half to 6 inches. And I'm going to label these with post-it notes just so I remember. I just find it easier, I don't get mixed up on what's what. Okay. So that's 2 pieces at 6 by 3.5. Now we're going to cut another piece that is 3 inches wide. And we're going to cut that down into 3-inch pieces. So you'll end up with 3-inch squares. Now 2 of these pieces that we've got, 2 of the squares, we're going to cut them diagonally to form triangles. So if you're using your trimmer, see if I can come in closer. Line up the points with your guide rail. And cut. And same again. Line up with your guide rail. And cut. And then we're going to cut one last piece from here, which is 3.5 inches. We want to make sure that's 5 inches. Okay. Labelled. Now we do a lot of sticking. Okay, so you're going back to your basic page. We've got 3 pieces here that measure 6 by 3.5. I'm going to put that piece there because it matches in. And then inside you'll put, you could go that either side, it's up to you. And they will go like that. Okay, so I'm going to speed up while I'm sticking everything down. So this is how my basic page now looks. Decorated the inside, the outside. We've got the flaps here that open up. Now remember, anywhere that you want, you can put plain cardstock and decorate it yourself. I'm just showing you how to do it with DSP. So going to put that to one side for a second, and you need this piece, which is your 5.5 by 4 piece, and you'll need the two pieces that you cut that are 5 by 3.5. Okay, and they will sit like this. This is your photo mat that is going to slide in here. Okay. So at the moment, this page will hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 photos just on the front piece alone. 10 if you was to stop there, but there's more. Remember this piece? Okay, we're going to fold along this line. You'll need your bone folder. You need this nice and crisp. And you'll fold along the other vertical crease. Okay. I find it easier if I fold that in and then fold that down. Okay, so I folded it in and then folded the flap down, and I'm going to do the same again on this side. And fold it in. This time I'm going to fold the flap up. And then you'll end up with a piece that does this. So you can put your main photo here. You've got options for little things you can add here, or you can just decorate, which is what I'm going to do. So you will need, flatten that out a bit. You're going to put those there. You can do them two different ways up if you like. It's up to you. Or you can leave this middle bit like that bit black if you want to. It's up to you, because what's going to show is this. So actually, with that in mind, I'm going to make sure my corners match. Which is those two. Okay. Okay, so this is what we've now got. I've decided I'm actually going to leave these two plain, but that I want to decorate this corner and this corner. So I'm going to add my extra 2 triangles there. So effectively, if that was stood up like that, I'm doing this bottom one and this bottom one. So now I have this. Now if you want to do that side or that side, you've still got a square. You could go in and do that corner, or you could go in and do that corner. It's up to you, but I've decided I want to keep mine plain, so this is now there. You've still got all of this there that you cut, so that could be used on another page, that could be used on the cover, or you could cut another 3x3 triangle and square out, cut it in half, and that gives you what you need for all of the bits that I've left black. Okay, now you need your ribbon. And we're going to tie a bow. Again, the ribbon is optional. It's how I like it. And this is the same ribbon I used on a previous page. I've got my finger on the knot. Okay. Please don't ask me how I always get my bows like that, so I don't end up with one piece this way and that one piece that way, because I honestly couldn't tell you. This is just how I tie my bows. Awkward as it looks, but it works. And I'm just going to snip this piece. And this is the back of our page. There's the binding strip. I'm just going to stick that to the middle of there. So there you have your page. So simply inside you've got your flat bit there, you've got a pocket with a nap there, okay, and you go over and you've got your triangle piece there, which you've seen that enough times, I won't undo it again. And that's today's page. As always, there will be a bonus video in the group. I'd love for you to come and watch that. The group is the Stampin' Stashes group on Facebook, and all of the cut sheets of today, so that would be the 2 cutting guides that were used for the plain cardstock, and that will be the cutting guides for the 2 sheets of DSP as well. Okay, thank you for joining me today. We are nearly done. We've got one more page to go and then the cover, and I've had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you're enjoying doing it. I'd love to see what you're all making, so if you have done BAMP 2018 and you use Pinterest, pin it on there, show me what you're doing. If you're on Facebook, show it off on there. Just hashtag BAMP 2018. I'll go looking for that. So any pages you show off, if you show off the whole album, please hashtag BAMP 2018. Talk to you all again soon. Don't forget, watch the bonus video in the group, and I'll see you next time for our last page. Take care now. Bye.